Here we go. Going live in 5, 4, 3, 2,
Take the light.
1. We wish you a gronky gronkmas. We wish you a gronky gronkmas. We wish you a gronky gronkmas. Now let's gronk it up.
Big hello to you. Great to see you. I hope I find you well. Welcome back to the Monday Club. Yeah, go on, I'll pick it out. You're in the space. You're in my aura. So it's great to see you all. We've got Peter Jackson, Cheadle Heath, Patrick Ling. It's great to see you back out of hospital. I heard you were ill, and it's so good to see that you're feeling better. We've got Worthington Model Railway, Flymer Chairman 1, Southern Train Girl, Clive Cobold, Marvin. Oh, it's going up too quick. You type really quick. Larry Rogers, Mousehole Rail, Tim's Model Railway, different videos. Harry Sedgwick, 156, Andrew, Hot Dog Pilot 63, Within Model Railway. Richard Swiderski, David Dorrell, Nick at Bletchton High Level, Leslie Gilpin Railways, Malcolm Moore, Ruben Ashwell, Peter Jackson, Cheadle Heath, Blackpool Steve, Dylan Rupert, Northgate Central Line, Samuel Ives, Southern Train Girl, David Scott, Worthington Model Railway, Gone Loco, Dongits Model Railway, Dave Holloway, Ben Tullett, Philip Page, Timber Surf, Mousehole Rail, who used to be Josh's Railway Adventures, J. Paul Anderson, Hermitage Road, Tom L, Stefan Svensson, evening to you, Harry Sedgwick, Jerry BVR, Dean Fielding just popped up there. Ralph Davey, Alan Pollock. It's great to see you all. Hope I find you well. It's so great to see you. And thanks to the generosity of John JMC. Do check out his YouTube channel. We have been donated one of the currently completely sold out previous editions of the Monday Club Wagon. Maybe my glamorous assistant. I'll take it out the shiny wrapping so you can see it better, so it's not just reflecting light. This is the previous, the Acura Scale MDV wagon. We were the first ever YouTuber to commission their own railway wagon, and so we just on the laser display screens, you'll see it displayed there in the box.
In the Jumbotron.
So we are going to be giving this away today. Thank you to John JMC, who's very, very kindly put this up for a pre-Christmas giveaway. We're going to be having a bit of a competition, but of course you have to be in it to win it. There are going to be 3 questions. And what it's same as usual. Answer all 3 correctly in an email to zoe@zoerobinson.com.
Actually, let's make it zoe.robinson@gmail.com this time, because that seems to work.
Okay, zoe.robinson@gmail.com. And if you would like to put
Christmas Compo.
Christmas Compo. Christmas Compost. No, Christmas Compo is the subject title, then we'll find it. Whamgok says, I have 3 of them. They're actually quite sought after. They're going for more than their original RRP, from what I've seen. We were trying to remember what the other question was. Was the answer Daypole?
Oh, yeah!
We were racking our brains. We had all the questions, then we couldn't remember one of them. So, Daypole is not the answer.
Dongit says, there's a UK train sim commissioned wagon on the work layout that would like a word about you being the first. Is UK train sim not a train simulator?
I don't know.
I have never heard of their wagon.
Isn't a YouTube channel, though, apparently. Says Warbler Productions says, do gifts, UK trains. Isn't a YouTube channel.
Well, there you are then. So we're right. They could have commissioned one before us, but we're the first YouTuber.
Yeah, because oh god, we're going to get into semantics now.
But before we do any of that, Jenny, don't we have a sponsor?
We do. Today's Monday Club comes to you in association with Rails of Sheffield, the name you can trust to sell your old, unwanted items. From single items to full collections, they will not cherry pick from what you have to offer, but will buy anything and everything. Best prices, and money quickly, usually same day, or you can trade for store credit. It's entirely up to you. If you wish to upgrade something that you want to send on to Pastures New for something new and shiny, sell to the name you can trust at the link down below to Rails of Sheffield, the proud sponsor of today's Monday Club.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Jan.
Yeah. UK Train Sim is a website, and
Well, there you
absolutely,
are.
we're not saying we're the first people to ever commission a wagon.
Absolutely not. We are well aware that other
YouTubers.
people did. The point was that Jenny was the first YouTuber, not that she was the first person.
Yes.
And of course,
We're now on our second one.
if other people want to do it, that's great too. I mean, the more the merrier, let's face it.
Yeah, I think it's a really interesting avenue in the market. And so we're going to be having a competition as we go through 3 questions we'll ask. And don't fire the answers off one at a time. They won't get counted unless your email includes all 3 right answers.
So,
And, if you've already got 3 of them, maybe a 4th would be right up your street.
so Jenny,
What
question 1.
Oh, we're doing the question. Apparently,
Well, we're going to start with question 1.
we
we'll do
will
question 2 later on.
recap, of
Yes.
course. So, question 1, and they're dead easy. Question 1 is complete this phrase. Blank. What's the word that goes in there? Blank it up. And bear in mind, before you go, oh, I know a rude word that goes there. You're trying to win a wagon.
Not get us demonetized.
Yeah, you're trying to win a wagon, not just have your email go, spam.
Oh, and Jen, in the festive Christmas spirit,
Yes.
Almost
What do you
Media,
want?
the company that runs everything here and
Yeah,
keeps
that pays all the taxes.
and keeps all the cameras on, will add a bonus to the thing. So the winner,
bonus?
the first place winner,
You're pushing the boat.
it's Christmas. The first place winner.
Oh, we're going to be eating cold beans for our Christmas dinner because you've given all the good stuff away.
The first place winner wins the Monday Club wagon.
Uh-huh.
Second place wins a T-shirt of their choice from our merch store.
T-shirt of their choice. Oh,
So, like the Gronky one, the DMU one, the Turio one.
we should probably
Bill's
have a
speakers.
third place. Third place winner gets a book.
Yeah, third place winner gets one of Jenny's books, and she'll even sign it for you.
Yeah.
She'll sign it unless you tell her not to.
Sligo Chema one, absolutely don't put the answers in the chat because that's just like basically you're letting everybody else win.
If you want to put the answers in the chat, you do reduce your chances.
Yeah, if you put the answers in the chat, they will be greeted with a trip to the agony booth. Although joke answers are allowed, but don't accidentally answer it correctly. Anyway, big hello to DJ K666 says, just after you showed me that 12-wheel Pullman you got at Worley, I found a couple of Hornby Mark IIEs for 11 quid each. Bargain. Absolutely. That is really good. Wamgok says, Jenny, not going to sell mine. I know they're really sought after. It was a standard production run, so there's the same number of these as there are of things like the Planet Industrials or the Rails special commission ones. But these actually sold out to pre-order. Now, the current commission is the William Loudon Sons PAL brick, and that is still expected in around January. And so if you've got that on order, that's a different wagon to this, but that is expected in January. And it does look good. We're still waiting for the actual physical sample, I'm told. It is on its way. Andy81E says, best night of the week. Hello, Monday Club. Boo!
Charlie Jim says, is the answer day Paul it up?
Yes, but only in your mind. And 156 Andrew says, Jenny, how's Gandalf?
Oh, I'm doing very well, thank you. I found this thing called a Christmas cake.
Hey, careful. That's still steeping in brandy.
Not anymore.
Well, I hope you left some brandy in the bottle. Or are you steeping the cake in your belly?
I might be. It's very nice.
Warbler Production says, is that a Blanche on the flat wagon in the inside line? It is, actually. So Blanche is actually, because it was just in the way on my workbench, I have been doing some work. We will be doing...
Jenny did some work.
Yes, I do a lot. I will be doing a video on Blanche. I've been filming it this week. It'll probably go out next week.
Oh, Jenny.
Including the full DCC fit, as is our custom. And I'm actually going to do
that there?
Is what?
Oh my goodness, what is that there?
Oh right, so it does appear on camera. Now you may be wondering what the great big lump is. Well, the Dent Station building. In fact, actually, if I move to one side, can people in the little screen in the bottom?
Yeah, they can see it.
Whoa! You're going to make me travel sick moving me about. So you'll just about... Actually, if we... excuse the noise. Alright. So that's out the way. So you can see the Dent building, and we've got lights in it as well and everything. And I didn't do it as a video. It was just a case of... I was looking for a home for the lovely Metcalf kits that the Cupboard Monkey's been building. And that's where it's ended up. Now, Ginty Steam says, what was the question? Well, the first question was, complete this phrase. What is the missing word? Blank it up. Now, this is a phrase that we use an awful lot. There is indeed a T-shirt in the merch store, which has proved very popular, actually.
I hope there is, because it wasn't there when I looked.
Well,
they keep moving it.
Make nice things happen. J94, big hello to you, David. It's my model railway. Iron Horse Railway says they didn't have any brandy, so I used vodka.
I haven't even made a Christmas cake this year.
Yeah, Wiven Model
so
Railway,
busy.
Oswestry Road TMD says, hi there, folks. Trying to find my iPad since I've not earphones on this computer. I hope everyone is well. Yes, we are very, very well, thank you. And they'll turn up usually when you're looking for something else. James Hardy, naughty, stop that. Remember, like we said, don't put the right answers in the... Oh, I hate it when it does that. Don't put the right answers in the chat, because it's distracting whilst we remove them. But let people have a good guess.
Nigel Cole says the missing word is usually please, I find.
Oh, so my mum always used to say, what's the magic word? And I'd be like, no.
Abracadabra.
Yeah, Ginty Steam says, way too easy. Give us something more challenging.
Oh, don't worry, there are more questions to come.
There are 3 questions here. So, Dave Holloway says, TARDIS behind signals in the far back.
Oh, it is that. The nice Diesel Shunter Lovers t-shirt is in the thing.
Yes, an extra bonus points if you manically buy loads of them. Wamgok suggests TARDIS it up. Anyway, right. Whilst things are going on, what is in the news? Well, the latest tranche of the Hattons Genesis coaches have arrived.
Yay.
Been seeing a lot of people sharing pictures. Very, very pleased with their London and North Western Railway versions and the South Eastern Chatham Railway versions. Now, the SECR versions, of course, really, really useful. There are a lot of ready-to-run SECR coaches that have made their way... Not coaches, locomotives. Sorry, I was looking at some coaches. I've got bird cages going round over there. So, it is lovely to finally have stuff for those locomotives to pull.
Vodka margarine. Oh, I remember bottom as well.
Yeah,
we've lost a thing already.
For God's sakes.
We're doing so well.
Yeah, you need to reinstall the drivers, I think. Yeah, turn it to 11.
Yes, we will.
Yeah, vodka margarine.
Yeah, I love Bottom back
Bottom
in the day.
was quite good back in the day, but when you try and watch it now, it's not dated particularly
No, it hasn't.
well.
It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, apparently Jennifer Horton says Blanche is about to fall off the wagon. I don't think it'll fall off. There are thingies in the way.
She's locked it in place basically on some.
Have I?
Yeah, it's kind of balanced on the thingamajigs rather than on the wheels. Billy's replacement speakers it up.
Yeah, so anyway, people may have noticed the rather garishly yellow wagons that are running around. They're some of the Wally pickups. Now, we were supposed to be putting out a Wally pickups video last Saturday, but both the Cupboard Monkey and I were incredibly ill over the weekend. Iron Horse Railway says, I love Bottom. Wait, hang on. Bottom lover! Oh dear baby, that's the sort of thing you'd say, isn't it?
We've teleported back into the 90s.
Oh yes. Don Gets Model Railway says 11, that's weak. Turn it up to 12 instead. Well, of course, if you read the little potted history of Billy's replacement speakers, you will have found out that they did do a range in the early 2000s where it was the premium range called Taking It to 12. So there was a Taking It to 12 range, probably about between 2001 through to discontinued in about 2007, after somebody pointed out that actually they were only the Take It to 11 range with 12 put on the end of the dial instead of 11. And
What's wrong with that?
Well, there was a bit of a to-do about it, and basically Billy got in a lot of trouble. But Billy is no stranger to trouble.
That's
DJK666 says, where is the merch page?
I am about to put it into the chat.
It should be underneath the video somewhere.
It sometimes isn't, but I'm going to put it into the chat now. Don't worry.
Right. So also, we've seen all the livery samples for the HSTs. These are the all-new HSTs. Those of you who were at Worley saw the running samples on the Hornby stand. Now they've got kinematic couplings. They've got full light switch. They're really starting to embrace the 21-pin decoder interface. Nice to see. That does
see it nice.
Yeah. Stop putting me off my pace. Yes, people do see a narrow gauge locomotive. There's Blanche going round on a 22-ton tube wagon. Oh no, plate wagon. Ben Davis says, "Hi Jennifer Kirk. What have I done wrong? That's my Sunday name. I only get called that."
Jennifer E. Kirk. What are you doing?
It says, did you watch Sam Train comments video?
No.
No, I didn't. Have you got London and North Western Railway Hatton's Genesis coach? There are new versions out. Now, I do have one. I've got the blue-grey one. All the others were loaned. So they've obviously gone back. But the London and North Western Railway ones really do look exquisite. Of course, the only locomotives that are out, there's Lucknow and Hardwick of the improved precedents were released in really quite a nice ornate London and North Western Railway livery. And then there's also a Robinson 8K and a coal tank, but I'm not sure that they would have particularly pulled those sort of coaches. Certainly they're in a very, very plain, black livery. Mousehole Rail says, as we speak, they have them in the warehouse, so should have an email sometimes this week. 156 Andrew says, don't forget to tickle the like button. Absolutely. Please, please, please tickle the like button. Share the stream too, and get it out there on social media. And if you haven't already done so, then do please consider subscribing. DJK666 says, how about Pal Brick It Up? It's good, but it's not right. Dominic Z, our Kickline correspondent, great to see you. Absolutely. Warbler Production says the coal tank could have hauled passenger services after it was fitted with vacuum brakes, but would it have hauled them back in the day?
I'll say it's one thing for Sam's video, his comments video. His editing is getting better.
I don't know. Anyway.
However, there is one bit that it's like, yeah, I see what you were doing with it at the start, where you bring in the title, but you can set off epilepsy doing that thing. So that's not great.
All right, okay, but we don't talk about.
I know we don't talk about him because let's face it, he does his thing and we do ours.
Yeah.
And,
anyway,
there's place for
I
everyone.
would like to move on.
But I want to ask one question, Jan.
What?
Can you beatbox like it ain't no thing?
Right. Ginty Steam says, where are we supposed to put the answer? Well, you need to write it down for now. Because once you have all 3 correct answers, well, I'm guessing you think that you have the correct answer. It may not be, but send them to zoe.robinson@gmail.com. And if you put Gronkmas as the subject line, apparently now it's telling me on this. So, Charlie McGowan's Partick Hill Station, big hello to you. Joshua W. F56 says, good evening. Oh, that implies you're running a little bit late.
A Monday clubber is never late, Frodo Baggins, nor really early. He arrives precisely when he means to.
Thanks
Gandalf.
Gandalf.
You're welcome. Now back to the cake.
DJK666 says, now there are 22-pin decoders starting to appear. Actually, the 22-pin decoders, known as Plux 22, have been around for quite some time. I believe they're much more common on continental models, but the Plux standard has been in use for quite a few years, probably nearly 10 years it's been drawn up by the NMRA. And essentially, it's quite a cunning design. The idea is that Joshua W56 says, I hate Gandalf, I am leaving.
How can you hate Gandalf?
Oh,
He's lovely.
yeah, Gandalf's great.
He only vaguely smells of cake.
Yeah, and booze. But yes, the Plux format, there's Plux 22, Plux 16, Plux 12. Technically there's Plux 8, but they don't use Plux 8 because it's exactly the same and offers no benefit as an 8-pin decoder. And the idea is that actually the core pins are all the same, so you could plug a Plux 22 decoder into a Plux 12 model and vice versa. And all that would happen is, if you plug a Plux 22 into a Plux 12, most of the pins hang out the side and it just doesn't use them, it ignores them, but your core pins, things like track power, motor function, things like that, are all the same in the center. You can also plug a Plux 12 into a Plux 22, say, and all it means is that you possibly don't have access to all of the functions. The reality is that Plux 22 is kind of becoming the de facto standard, and Plux 16 and Plux 12 are falling by the wayside. Trainomatic do make all 3 of those, but in the UK you only ever see Plux 22.
Can I just ask one extra question?
What?
Why isn't there one standard for chips?
For chips? What, you mean
For
like
DCC?
French fries?
No.
Chunky, steak cut,
Don't mention it
curly
too much.
fries?
Don't mention it too much, because you know who'll turn up, and it's Belly's McGee. And last time he was round, he drank all of our coffee.
We seem to have some kind of open door policy. Anybody would think that you don't lock it.
So what I'm asking is, in the world of model railways,
Yes.
why isn't there one standard thing? Like we have USB for computers. Why isn't there one standard that just does it?
As much as I would wish that were the case, the problem is that really small models, quite restricted. So you need quite a small decoder. And there's a lot of manufacturers have kind of gone, oh, well, we'll just do our own thing. And the idea behind the NMRA standards is to try and get some kind of uniformity. But, you know, there's 4-pin, 6-pin, 8-pin,
That's what I mean.
Then you've got Plux 12, Plux 16, Plux 22.
That's what I mean.
21 pin.
Even the standard can't do one thing. Why can't we just have...
I hate XL. Can I just put this out there? I really hate XL. It's like, what was wrong with how we were doing it before? Why did you have to put in a proprietary interface?
That's what I mean. Why can't we just have, let's say, train USB, and then for the smaller ones, train USB mini?
Yeah. John JMC puts out different gauge. Yeah, I mean, next they're trying to standardise. So NMRA is suggesting that things like the 4-pin you never see any kind. I don't mean the 4-pin that Hornby introduced. There is actually an NMRA 4-pin standard, which seems to be actually a really old one. You never see decoders with that, but certainly they're suggesting that 6-pin and to some extent 8-pin should be got rid of and replaced with the likes of Next 18 seems to be becoming quite a popular standard for smaller locomotives. We're seeing more and more things come in, like Blanche's Next 18, really quite small. But there's still locomotives that are tiny locomotives, like Britomart, I think, is a 6-pin. John JMC says the standard by NMRA only sets the first 30 CVs on a decoder. After that, it's a free-for-all. Yeah, and there's still a lot of flexibility for manufacturers to do whatever the hell they want. But, so it's better than the bad old days where quite often things were described as being DCC ready, and it's like, but there's nowhere to put the decoder. Ben Davis says, what do you think of the Bachmann SECR brake van, the one you got from the Bachmann Collectors Club? Do you think it would do well in the normal range? See, I think, and that is doing the rounds at the moment, so I'd love to show you it on my favourite camera, but it's that camera's decided to not work. Let's see, can we see it on this camera? Yeah, just behind the chat. I think that would have sold okay in the main range, but they're doing it as a Collectors Club exclusive, and I like it. I think it would have done quite well in the main range. But
I shall return. I've got to go and see whether my computer's fixed itself yet.
Okay. But actually, in the main range, we've got the plain
Gandalf,
olive
get off
green.
the cakes.
Tom L, big hello to you. Great to see you. Tim Maslin. Charlie Chimp says, isn't NMRA a vaccine? No, that's MMRA. Measles, mumps, MMR. We got there in the end. Osrus Euro TMD says, I can hear you now. Alright, come on, behave yourselves. You can't swear anymore. Model Railway Fantasia, big hello to you. David, it's my mother Rose, says Zoe, who uses standards for videotape, Betamax, Philips. Oh yeah, V2000, VHS. There was CDI. There was a lot of things. Do you remember Ryko disc, video capacitance disc, VCD? There's loads of different formats. People think that there was this big war between VHS and Betamax and VHS1. Well, actually, there were a lot of other formats. It's just VHS and Betamax rapidly became the most dominant. Yeah, TARDIS is still over there near the signals. I need to. He needs the help of the cupboard monkey to move on from there, I'm afraid. Right, Model Railway Noob says, I'm not late, I'm early for next week. But right, just having I think I've missed. Yeah, Tim Davis, absolutely. So at least we have USB-C now and not MIRCB. And actually, USB has a lot of different standards. People go, oh, isn't USB great? Anything will plug to anything. Luckily, we do have adapters. But, yeah, there's like USB A, B, and C. But then you've got USB 1, USB 1.1, USB 2, USB 3, and then you've got micro versions as well. It is actually quite a mess. And yes, Flymo Channel 1 Techmoan has them all just about. Yeah, I remember actually years ago sending him a message to tell him that there was a charity shop. I can't remember where we were. A charity shop that had, it might have even been Blackpool, and had a load of still in the original wrapping VCDs, video capacitance discs, which looked like a big vinyl LP in a caddy. Yes, everybody has located the other TARDIS, but I think it's time for question number 2. So, question 1 as a recap. Complete this phrase, and this is to win the much sought after first run Monday Club Wagon. Complete this phrase, blank it up. So what word would we put where the blank is? And just remember, you're trying to win the wagon. Question 2. When does Gandalf arrive? When would Gandalf say that he would arrive? Tim Davis says, we now have USB 4. Oh, that's passed me by. And Stevie Film says, TARDIS by your pointy finger. By the way, yeah, so there we are. First 2 questions have been asked. Says PTO. Oh, yeah, that's right. This is to win first place for a wagon, second place for a t-shirt, third place is for a signed book. And what you need to do is send all answers at once in one email. If you just send each answer one at a time, it won't get through. Well, it will get through, it'll just get ignored. To zoe.robinson@gmail.com with the subject line Gronkmas. Joshua W56 says he arrives when you come in past the opening. Yeah, it just basically it's like you open the front door and it's like, whoa, it's like cake, must have cake and biscuits. Yes, Ben Tullett, that is true. Stevie Film suggests that TARDIS should have a high-vis vest on. Should rather. Luckily, those sidings don't tend to have stuff move around on them. There is a 9F just there, which was very kindly donated to the channel by one of you good people. Quite some time ago now, but certainly really, really enjoying the fact that the Bachmann 9F is pretty good. Dongit's Model Railway. We will... Yeah, Christmas Compo. You're right. A Christmas Compo will get through. Mark Wilson. Big hello to Mark Wilson. The man who shares photographs of real locations with us, pretending that they're models. No, you are very good. Says Brazil 3-0 up already. And Game Hammer Classic Gaming says, don't worry, they'll find it. DJ K666 says, I make a nice cake. Be careful, you'll get a Gandalf a Gandalf through the door. Right, I'm gonna place this carefully here, trying not to squish any of my static grass. And yes, Ginty's team, we will be finding the Doctor. Iron Horse Railway says, I feel there are potentially 2 correct answers for question 2. Don't worry, it's not a strict answer insofar as we will, apply an interpretation. Paul Bacher. Sorry if I'm mangling your surname there, but evening to you. Great to have you in. Right. Ed's Egg says, where do we put the answers? I think I read that out. But yeah, just write them down for now. And once you get the third answer, start pounding them in. Only send it once. And yes, Iron Horse Railways, the answers must be correct. Simon Train's Model Railway Showcase, squishy grass. Absolutely, and it's one of the things that I'm at great pains at exhibitions to point out to people. Static grass, if you push it flat, it stays flat. It's not statically charged and goes way after it's been squished. So don't prod static grass once it's been static. Tim Davis says Japan had a long game today. It's a shame nobody told them they're supposed to be playing football. Peter Jackson Cheadle Heath says, will the 08 run into the Wagon box? Funnily enough, no. Because it's on the DCC Concepts ABC shuttle. So it stops back here. So it's over here somewhere. Charlie Chimp says, hey Jen, what are you hoping Santa will bring you this year? I don't know, some kind of elixir of youth. I could do with losing about 5 stone, but also I don't know, 20 years would be a good amount to lose. See, I'd like to be really young again, not like super young. I mean, like being a little baby going wah wah. I don't want that. But the idea of knowing everything that I know now, but being about 16, could be quite interesting. Bluegrass Railfan says, crew of the Class 08 says, there's a huge green box on my right away. What now? Right. Mark Wilson asks, Jenny, do you like the 3-pack Hellion car carriers? Yes. For anybody who was at Worley, and also it was in my Worley video, I did film them. The Hellion Newton Chambers car carriers, which are good through to about 1987. They did last reasonably late. And they do look very, very good, so I am looking forward to them. And Mark Wilson says, Santa might bring you a Piggly Wigglies. Piggly Wigglies. I love Piggly Wigglies. But yeah, I don't know. What would I like Santa to bring me? I don't know, because I do have quite a large collection. There's like I think about 340 locomotives now. It has gone up a lot recently. A Patriot. I don't actually have a Patriot locomotive. That seems like a gaping open goal in what I need to buy. I did pick up my 117, very pleased with that. I don't know. I honestly couldn't tell you. Tim Davis says France versus England will be a very interesting game. I quite like the Matt cartoon that's in, I think it's in the Telegraph. I won't spoil it for you. Ed's Egg said, Zoe said she couldn't get a Piggly Wiggly, not in HO, unfortunately. But maybe she has said that to throw me off the scent. DJK 666 says, we had a layout running off a Raspberry Pi Sprog combination using Engine Driver at Worley. Oh, I did see that, Stan. I'll make my new layout with a standard DCC controller connections. And so he said Wardle Road's in. So a big hello to Wardle Road. I missed your comment, actually. Just shows how quickly things go up when I'm not paying attention. Ben Davis says, hi people, do you know when I get some of the Hornby rocket couplings in stock? I don't know. Funny if I found one the other day. They do have a habit of wandering around. Yeah, there we go. So I've got one there. They're actually not very practical, to be honest with you. But at least they do give you a few spare ones in the rocket box set. Bluegrass Railfan says, I wish Menards would do those buildings in N. They just have them in HO and O. Really almost impossible to find them in the UK, it must be said, unfortunately. So is that 25 stalled? It's doing a very good impression of having stalled. Let's just come on. I'm going to give that bit of track a clean, so might just be dirty. Sometimes you get a bit of dirt on the track and it goes a little bit. So let's just. I know some people sometimes say, "Do you ever clean your track?" very occasionally, so you've just witnessed me there clean a small piece of track just to increase reliability. Model Railway Noob says, for those who missed it, Hatton's Genesis LMS coaches are in stock and being sent out. That is the sleeper hit livery. When I did the livery sample review, the LMS ones are incredible. I cannot recommend them more highly. They, for me, are the standout livery of all of the livery samples that Hattons are doing in their Genesis range. So I probably ought to order some. Tail Lamp says, hi Jenny, will you be reviewing the new Sutton Locomotive Works 25 when it arrives? Yes, I will. I'm being loaned one, not by Sutton Locomotive Works, because it appears that Phil Sutton doesn't like me. For I tell the truth, no, he just for reasons. But I am being loaned one, so looking forward to taking a look. Actually, I think it'll be a very, very good model, and certainly I'm a big fan of Class 25s. So it will be very, very nice to see it in the flesh, and I expect it will be a very, very good model. It's probably one of the reasons that it's taken a little bit longer, I suspect, than Sutton Locomotive Works would have wanted for it to appear on the market. Lots of complex reasons, but one of them is, I'll tell you now, they're making sure that it is absolutely right. So I really am looking forward to it. Ginty Steve says, got any tips for painting laser cut wood kits? One thing I would say, it's not so much, well, it affects the painting, but with laser cut wood kits, one of the things that you need to be a little bit careful about is when you glue them together. I use PVA, but it's probably as well to apply the PVA very sparingly with something like a cocktail stick. The reason for this is if you get PVA on the face of the kit, even when you paint over it, you can kind of see it, and that affects the quality of the paint finish. So you don't actually, you need surprisingly little glue on the laser cut wood kits for them to stick together very effectively. But just, you know, be very sparing, apply it with, you just get like a little cocktail stick, and just around the mouth of the glue bottle, you can just take a tiny amount and carefully apply it exactly where it needs to be. Tony Wright says, Jenny, I have received my LMS coaches. They are excellent. I think I'm going to need to order some because I suspect they're going to sell out very, very quickly. And Peter Jackson Cheadle Heath reminds us that the Manchester Model Railway Show is on this coming weekend, the 10th and 11th of December. So do remember that. And Mark Wilson points out Piggly Wiggly's lorries featured in Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Ooh, do. Leslie Gilpin Railway says, I paint front and back laser wood kits before gluing it together. Yeah, that's also a good idea. And that also extends to some of the plastic kits. There are parts that actually benefit from painting before assembly. Now that D class is doing a bit of surging, which is a bit odd. Must keep an eye on that. Might be the back EMF needs a bit of a tinker. Right. Ham Shackleton says, if you don't seal the wood, it absorbs the paint and goes blotchy. Yeah, I mean, one of the things that I do like to do is to, you know, maybe give it a couple of coats. This seems to have been sat there for an awfully long time. Again, you're going to witness me doing a little bit of cleaning of a little piece of track. For some reason, that's decided to just stall out there. That's going to surge in the same place, suggesting back EMF. Or is it? No, it's not. Ginty Steam says, I've actually never applied primer before painting on stuff like FX Plus. No, with Humbrol enamels, in all honesty, you don't need a primer. Some people do if you're using acrylic paints. I think you benefit from a primer. Vic Freak, a big hello to you. Says Accurascale are now selling the magnetic chain couplings from the Chaldrons separately. You could use them with the Hornby rocket. Actually, I think that's probably a good idea. And Molleroe Noob, absolutely, Hattons aren't putting lights into the later batches, such as the Longmore Military Railway and Great Central Railway, because it's taking too long at the factory. And I think that this is actually a good move by Hattons. If the user fits the lighting packs, which quite easy to put in, for an end user, they do actually add to the assembly time. It means that actually all they're doing is making one type of coach. They're not doing lit and unlit. And that's adding a lot into the process. Plus you then got to, box them separately, 2 separate SKU codes for everything. So I think that this is a very sensible move by Hattons. Worthington Molleroe says, I bought a couple of those laser cut wood kits at Worley. And yeah, I mean, we've done, let me just see if I can bring up camera 1. I'm going to move the Monday Club Wagon box that you can win today. We're running that competition. But the signal box back here, this is a laser cut wood kit, which I did a review on the Highland Railway signal box from Pico. Really, really nice kit. I thoroughly enjoyed building it, it must be said. It is a really nice addition to Weir Yard. That's a laser cut kit. Breezer707 says, what is back EMF which causes locos to move strangely? Right, back EMF is when a locomotive is running at a steady speed, if it then starts to go down a grade on a DC locomotive, same amount of power, effectively less resistance because gravity is its co-pilot, it would speed up. What back EMF is that when you effectively start to give a loco a push, the impedance on the motor changes. And the decoder measures that. That is the back EMF, and it adjusts the power to the motor so that whether or not the locomotive is under heavy load going uphill or downhill, it remains at the same speed. And that's what back EMF is actually about. And essentially, there's that thing that you measure the current, or so, was it like that? The force thing. I did A-level physics a long time ago. There was a thing where you could measure different things with your fingers like that, and like that direction was one force, that direction was another, that was something else. And it's something to do with all of that. 156 Andrew says, looks like the signal box at Blair Athol. I suspect it's probably based on one just like that. Ben Davis says, do people know are Hattons doing batch 3 of the Hattons Genesis coaches? As Jennifer Kirk, I can't order them on Hattons website. I'd be worried if you could order them as me. I'd be like, I appear to have all these coaches coming to me. Mark Wilson, you're answering Tim Masson's question of, I want to try and get laser cut catenary. I've seen some on that Making Tracks 3 layout that's being built, and Mark Wilson points out, scale model scenery do them, and they are very good. Timber Surf, Lenses Law, that's the one. It's been a long time, like 28 years or something like that. Oh yeah, Fleming's left-hand rule. There's a left-hand rule and there's a right-hand rule. I'd have to go and look it all up. Yeah, Peter Jackson, Cheadle Heath. That's exactly. It's a speed limiter basically, but it's an electronic one as opposed to having a governor. It basically does what a governor does, but electronically, sort of.
Hey, Governor.
Yeah, all right, Governor. Right, are we ready?
My computer is still going.
Ooh.
So it looks like Game Hammer is not on tonight or actually tomorrow because it is still repairing the drives.
Oh, I wonder what's caused that.
Who knows these days?
Right, anyway, so the Angel of Crew, big hello to you. Says hello Jenny, Zoe, and all in chat. We've got Robot Monkey. Does Robot Monkey do the human dance? It's like... Because like ordinary monkey would do the Robot Monkey.
I once taught you my dance, didn't I? The marionette.
What the... Okay, right, go on, Cover Monkey. There's only so much of you that the viewers can stand.
Yes, there's a lot of me. You know?
Yeah. So, right.
Yeah.
Russell Benton says, yeah, LMS 6-wheelers and hopefully TP Mark 5 shortly. Quite a wide span on time frame on my layout. You and me both. We've got everything from Stevenson's Rocket, I guess, but a lot of pre-grouping as well, right through to early 1990s is my cut-off point.
I have to ask a question, Jan.
Do you really?
I do. And it is...
Do you beatbox like it ain't no thing?
Sorry, I was yawning as I spoke. If you were starting
Am I that boring?
all over again, and you didn't have a railway connection, what scale would you go for, and what would be your first locomotive?
I actually said... I would have said, a few years ago, I would have actually said O gauge. But, can I just say that with the increasing amount of 009 that's now on the market, I would have to seriously consider the idea of an all 009 layout.
Interesting.
If I was starting from scratch, bear in mind that it was never going to happen with the amount of 00 stuff that I have. But I think 009 now, but a few years ago would have been O gauge. The thing is, though, up here, O gauge we'd have maybe been lucky to have had a single track going round.
Yeah, it's a big gauge.
Yeah. We'd have had some lovely scenery, and we'd have had a little bit of other stuff going on, but nowhere near as complex as this.
It would be very difficult. It's just that I like to ask questions like that now, every now and again, to see if people have decided to change their ideas and take stock of things and all of that.
All right. Simon Train's Mother Railway Showcase says, the Highland Railway signal box on your layout is based on Helmsdale station on the far north line. That's Inverness to Wick and Thurso. Aha. Right. I think it's time for... Right, are you ready to monitor the...
Question 3.
Yeah, question 3.
Go for it.
Can I have the piece of paper? There we go. Right, so we're going to do a recap. This is the competition. So will you stop it? People get dizzy when you do that, you naughty cupboard monkey. Hold that up.
My head is spinning.
Stop it. We'll get copyright struck. Right, on the laser display screen, there you are. There's sorry, I haven't a clue reference there. This is the long sold out first edition of that we did for the Monday Club Wagon. It's an MDV. It's not the same as the PAL brick, obviously, that we're doing now. It's very, very generously been donated to the channel for this competition by John JMC. So do go and check out John JMC's YouTube channel. So, just to recap, and first place will be to... Will you stop it?
Had you going there, didn't I?
Yeah. I think you had yourself going for a while as well. First place is to win the wagon. Second place, we're going to be giving away a T-shirt. And third place, you get a signed book, whether you want it or not. You can repurpose these as Christmas presents if they come in time. So, just as a recap, question 1, and you send your all 3 right answers to zoe.robinson@gmail.com with, you can have Christmas compo or, what was it, Merry Gronkmas. Either will get there, don't worry about it. But question 1, complete this oft used phrase on the Monday Club. Blank it up. What word would go in the blank? And just remember, you're trying to win a wagon, not just send obscene emails. Yeah.
Save that for later.
Yeah. Question 2. And Robot Monkey asks, what's the book and who signed it, though? It's one of my books from my illustrious career as a sci-fi fantasy author. Well, which one are we going to give? I've written and published about 14 books. Just want to say, I was very prolific.
I'm going to suggest Bringing Home the Stars.
What, because we've got a few of them knocking
No, because it's the first of 2. So it's better to start with.
Okay. So it'll be a copy of Bringing Home the Stars, which was my acclaimed science fiction novel from 2008. Nigel Cole says his 4th prize, 2 signed books. I like to see what you did there. Right, anyway, so question 2, just as a recap. When does Gandalf arrive? When does Gandalf arrive? So, have a think about that. And, Lacelot says, how snazzy is that Jenny Kirk box it comes in? Thank you very much. We designed that ourselves. Actually, no, did we?
No, we didn't design that box.
Oh, no, Acurascale designed this for us, but
I've designed the new one.
the new box artwork is currently going through proofing and will be very, very nice indeed. Right. Dongits Molero says, first of 2, so if you like it, we'll sell you the sequel. Absolutely.
But if you win that one and you already have Bringing Home the Stars, we also have a Twinkle Little Star we could send you instead.
Yeah.
So do mention that in the email.
I love the way you're wiping the dust off. Oh dear. Right.
No one needed to know that.
Anyway, is everybody ready? Question 3. Which railway modelling magazine has Weiryard featured in? So I'll repeat that. Which railway modelling magazine has Weiryard, this layout, featured in? So there you go. Send all answers in one email to zoe.robinson@gmail.com with the subject line either Christmas Compo or Gronkmas, because the cupboard monkey couldn't make her mind up. Ben Tullett says, did someone mention floor chicken? Remember the 5-second rule?
Floor chicken?
Yeah.
It's good for you.
Yeah. Right. Somebody asked about the 3MT, asked whether it was new. Yes. Had we actually managed to get out the Wally pickups video, I said it could probably go out.
Look, I'm sorry, I was just so
I'm
ill.
not having a go. We were both very ill.
I could either get well or vomit all over my computer, and that would have made it even worse.
I actually slept Saturday away.
No, you didn't.
Charlie Chimp says, what's tonight's beverage of choice? Well, it was a caramel latte or something, wasn't it?
It was a caramel latte in a very nice Billy's Replacement Speaker's cup. Other designs are available, such as this Monday Club cup. And
now we're moving on to the heavy stuff with Strongbow dark fruits. Can you tell I'm not at work in the morning? Right, so what we will be doing is the Cupboard Monkey will start collating these names, and we will be putting them in an actual hat, which is currently being worn at a jaunty angle by myself.
Give me my hat back.
Oh, that's good. Oh.
How am I supposed to put names in it if you've got the hat?
You find the names and I'll give you the hat. 156 Andrew. No Iron Brew. Unfortunately, they couldn't find any any girders in Scotland to make us up about.
So
I've got hiccups already.
In my very, very nice
do we have
notepad provided by KR Models, which is very, very generous of them, considering they're selling for about £5.
And Melchester Motherrower says, "Twinkle, twinkle, shiny prizes." Yeah. Wyvern Motherrower says, "Sexy hat." Yes. And just remember, this is honest gangster. Honest gangster. You got to have your gangster lean with a hat, I think.
The hat.
So,
Warbler Productions, you are first on the list, and you're going in the hat. Give me the hat, you little monkey.
Minos55 says, is Playboy on rails the answer to 3? No. Leslie Gilpin Railway says, is that the hat you wore at Worley?
No,
Same
it's my
type of
hat.
Same type of hat, but
It's my fedora. Jen actually,
I have my own, but it's a pinker colour.
because I bought that fedora, Jen looked at it and went, I want one too. So I got her one, and then for 6 weeks she wouldn't wear it, and then when she went to Wally, she wouldn't take it off.
Within Model Railway says, matches your stripy jumper. Actually, it does. That's pretty much...
Oh my goodness, my emails are melting.
Are they? Are there a lot coming in?
Just a bit.
So we've got in a lot of...
Ooh.
What? What's wrong?
Oh, Pioneer. Pioneer, I am so sorry.
Well, what have they put then? I will...
So close, but the last one.
Ooh.
You may want to send it in again, Pioneer.
Yeah, Pioneer. Question 3, you might want to have another go. The clues in the question. Question 3 being, which railway modeler magazine has Weir Yard featured in? Which railway modeler magazine has Weir
Which
Yard...
Railway Modelers magazine? You can't pronounce anything.
It's not
SX Biker 1, I'm sorry.
We
you
made the clue in the right. So anybody, if we give you your name, basically you've got question 3 seems to be the wrong answer. Which railway modeler magazine has Weir Yard featured in? Kev McKay 85 asks, can you post the email in the chat?
I will.
Yeah, because there's probably a question mark over whether you have the Greek or the American spelling of Zoe.
Colin Weaver, your name is in the hat.
Colin Weaver, boom! So John JMC says, woohoo! Actually, I wonder if John JMC will enter to win his wagon back. He's very, very kindly donated it to the channel. There's still time, if you're watching on a little bit of catch up, obviously not too much, then there's still time. I'm going to run through those questions again.
Yeah, can I read them out this time since you can't read properly?
I'm doing it on purpose as a clue.
Okay.
Can I just say that you have to be in it to win it, and don't forget to tickle the like button, share the stream as well to social media. And if you haven't already done so, do please consider subscribing.
So here we go.
So, Howard Pomfret says, evening all. Am I late?
A Monday clubber is never late, Frodo Baggins, nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to. And also, it's Toto Wagons, and I forgot. I apologise. I'm off to eat some cake.
Thanks, Gandalf.
Hey, hold on.
What's wrong? Have you broken your
It's
choo-choos?
eating all the cake. Right, actually, what all I'm doing is that the D class is it keeps speeding up and slowing
John
down.
JMC says, I want to see a video in here of it running on the winner's layout. That would be lovely.
Actually,
I would
yes.
love that.
We would love that, actually. That would
'Cause
be
let's face
really,
it,
really good.
Everything we do here is all about helping the community and making people happy.
Absolutely.
I would love to see someone happily running that on their layout. That would just be so good.
Oh, yeah.
So, here we go. Question 1. Complete the phrase, blank it up. When does Gandalf arrive? And which Railway Modelers magazine has Weir Yard featured in?
Yeah.
Send all answers to zoe.robinson@gmail.com in one email with a subject line of something like Gronkmas, Christmas compost, something like that. She'll find it. Jerry BVR says, top tip, don't try to enter a competition while cooking dinner. Yeah, don't email me your dinner, even though that would be very nice.
Oh, thank you very much.
So, I will get back to checking out who is sent in EBDBs.
So Mark Wilson says, do you think that TT scale will take off, or do you think it will seriously damage Hornby's future? I hope it is a success, but I think it will be a slow burner to start with. I think you're right. It will be a slow burner. I
want it to succeed.
Yeah, I think Hornby needed to succeed. I think we need it, from a hobby point of view, for Hornby to succeed with it. But for me, It's a little bit of an odd choice. However, I do believe that Hornby have obviously done their market research. So let's see what happens. Big hello to New Junction.
Hello, New Junction.
Yeah, great to see
Samuel
you.
Ives, your name is in the hat.
Now, New Junction, are you going to enter a competition to win the wagon? And we also have second prize will be a T-shirt from our merch store, and third prize will be my acclaimed 2008 science fiction horror novel, Bringing Home the Stars, from when I was going to say used to work as a novelist.
She was working as a novelist in a cocktail bar when I met her.
Yeah. You lifted me up, you put me down, you got me where I can't remember the lyrics. B2000 RO Toys channel says, hi Jenny and Zoe. I've been to Gainsbury yesterday and to Mad About Trains and came home with spares for my handed down Class 35 and a 2007 Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends flag.
Nice.
Boom! James
Mousehole Rail, your name is in the hat.
Mousehole Rail, you are in the hat. So, are we getting a good response to this competition?
Oh, yes.
Are you going to run out of paper? You're going to have
yes.
Maybe you should be, rather than like a full piece of paper, you should have used half. We'd have gone twice as far then. A New Junction says, I already have one of your wagons. You do, but you could gamble. Do you want to gamble on tonight's star prize? You could win a speedboat on a trailer.
Oh.
Or some patio furniture. Everybody loves a bit of bully.
Pete Boss, I'm sorry.
Oh,
you might want to have a look. You
Who's
might
the-
want to have a look at number 3.
Let's have a look.
Pete Boss, number
Number three, it seems to be posing some difficulties, almost like nobody was reading a certain railway model
Magazine.
magazine.
And
Yeah.
clearly you haven't strutted about enough about it.
Yeah, just listen to how I'm asking the question. Which railway modeler magazine was Where Yard featured in?
Jan, stop being like that.
Oh
You're
dear.
a little git sometimes. Christopher Matthews, your name is in the hat.
Yeah, so Simon Train's Mother Rose Showcase says, has anyone done a model railway on a speedboat?
That would be cool.
I think you'd need some kind of serious magnesium, I suspect.
Magnesium, eh?
Yeah, the trouble with that is people say, well, they should bring back magnesium.
Tim's Model Railway.
What did he
Please
get?
check.
Which one?
Question 3.
Question 3. Come on, listen to how I'm asking the question. Which railway modeler?
You're getting
Magazine.
longer and longer with this.
Yeah,
Stop it.
I'm sorry, I'm getting a bit of a Jeremy Clarkson pause here. It's the easiest question in the world. Power! Yeah, Hammond! All right.
Richard Swiderski, your name is in the hat.
Boom! Well done. And for anybody who's wondering, going, I just arrived, what's going on? We're having a competition to win an exclusive Monday Club wagon. Got it here, courtesy of John JMC. Do check out his YouTube channel. We've also got second place prize is a T-shirt of your choice from our merch store. And third place will be a signed copy of my 2008 acclaimed novel, Bringing Home the Stars. Yeah, that's where I came from. I was a radio presenter and novelist.
Gordon
Back before
Hanning.
it was cool.
Gordon Hanning, your name is in the list.
Actually, it was cool
On
to
the
be
hat
an
even,
artist.
in the hat.
An art. I'll start again. Actually, it was cool to be an author back then.
Remember when you were doing that massive book signing with the Poet Laureate and a load of other authors?
Oh, yeah, we
and
got-
no one came.
Yeah, it wasn't advertised particularly well, so I ended up getting drunk on white wine with Carol Ann Duffy. Right.
That was so funny.
Mark Wilson says, Oxford Dictionary 2022 word goblin mode. The thing about that is, that's 2 words, not 1. And they're both words that are already in the dictionary. What's that about? Right, Hot Dog Pilot 63, you're onto one there, which Pico produced. Krista Duke asks, can you put your email in the chat? But right, so question 1 was complete this phrase. It's a commonly used phrase on the show. Blank it up. What word would be in the blank? Question 2. When does Gandalf arrive? Question 3. Which railway modeller magazine has Weir Yard featured in?
I think you've put enough emphasis on now. Let's play it properly.
Send all answers to one email to zoe.robinson@gmail.com. That's gone into the chat. You can put the subject line of Gronkmas or Christmas Compo.
Jennifer Horton, your name is in the hat.
Big hello to Gavin Blackburn. We also got Charlie McGowan, Patrick Hill Station says, I might know the answers, but it would probably cost as much as the model to post it to Toronto. We never thought about that.
So what?
I don't know, how much does it cost to post to places like
We've
that?
got 15 quid.
It's
fine.
We'll work it out, don't we?
Fine, don't worry.
It's not that heavy, is it? I'll let you handle that. It's all tax deductible anyway. H. Walker Steeman, Heritage Rail Vids. Greetings, fellow Monday Clubbers. How is everybody this evening? We are well, thank you. And
oh my goodness,
I hope
my
you're well too.
emails are melting.
Really? Has this been a popular competition?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it's like you've got to be in it to win it. Simon Trains Mother always showcases need Billy's replacement bank. Tim Maslin says, odd question for people with their railway in a shed. Do you bring your locomotive indoors when it gets really cold, like it's going to be later this week? Now, I used to have my layout in a shed, but as a lot of people who were following the channel sort of like 10, 11 years ago...
Simon Poole, your name is in the hat.
Boom! Got broken into. So... For a different reason, I didn't keep any stock out there, and that was a security reason.
I genuinely would say to everyone, if you can keep the stuff in trays in your house, when you've got a railway outside, keep your stuff in trays in your house.
And actually, maybe at some point we should do a video on simple steps for shed-based railway room security.
Yeah.
And actually talk about some of the common ways that people actually overlook the security of having model railway stuff out in the shed. You know, in this age where prices are going up and up and up, you can end up with thousands upon thousands of pounds of stuff in your shed, which isn't necessarily covered by your house insurance.
Andy 81E, your name is in the hat.
Peter Jackson Cheadle Heath says competitions are great fun, even more so if you win.
Well, that's what. See, this is like I keep saying. This show is all about being part of a community, making people feel like they belong, and I enjoy doing a competition. Makes people happy, get a chance to win something.
Absolutely.
So why not?
This channel has always been from the outset about giving stuff back to the community. Literally, you can have one of the books from under the bed in the back bedroom. From when the publisher went, Kindle's king, we don't want these anymore. Here,
oh my
take
goodness,
'em.
that day when we were at one of your signings in January, and we knew that
we were there
it was
when the
pretty much
Kindle
done.
hit. And it's like it went from we used to do a book signing tour every year. Bring a new book out every year. Do a book signing tour through pretty much every branch of Waterstones in the country, and it was a big slog. Quite often we'd be doing 2 Waterstones a weekend, one on the Saturday, one on the Sunday, and it's just what you had to do. It was nice to get out and meet people, and then that Christmas that the Kindle rocked up. The run up to Christmas, loads of books selling as per usual, popular. January sales, everybody's going, oh, I've got a Kindle, have you got it on Kindle? And it was just like dead.
Yeah.
The Growler Blackwood N-Gauge Layout says, I've just renewed my railway insurance to the layout.
Excellent.
Out in the posh shed.
Good.
Well worth
it. Stephen Harrison Green, your name is in the hat. And the thing about insurance is, it might feel like you're doing it and just throwing good money away that you could spend on a railway. But when you need it, it's good to know it's there.
Absolutely. It's the whole point of insurance. You hope you never need to use it. And New Junction says tar pits tend to stop thieves. Yeah, tar pits followed by feather pits. They can sort of stumble out of one into the other, and then you know exactly who's been up to no good. Richard Swiderski says, Jenny Zoe, could I extend my loft railway into next door's roof space?
If you get permission, yes. You'd need what's called an easement, but don't ask me any more because land law was not my vein. Not legal advice. Hashtag not legal advice. Eric Bray, your name is in the hat.
Arthur Humphreys, big hello to you. Great to have you along. Chip Rockwell asks, is it a magazine published in the United States of America?
Don't know.
No, it's not published in the US. It's a UK-based magazine. I believe you can get it in the US from specialist model shops, but it's primarily a UK-based magazine. In fact, it's one of the oldest and most well-known. John JMC says, I have insurance on my 5-inch gauge and model railway collection. Yeah, I mean, one thing as well you've got to watch out for. I know we've dealt with insurance in the past, and actually I think I should probably, maybe it's tomorrow, I'll sit down and I'll do a video on stuff like this.
Chris, at Valleys 56XX, you are in the hat.
We've talked about being underinsured, but also there's often clauses in insurance policies that cover things like outbuildings, things like garden sheds, garages, and it may be that there's a limit, a lower limit on what you can claim if something happens there. Even if your household insurance is for, say, £100,000, you may find that there's a limit of, say, £5,000 that you can claim on if something happens with a shed or a garage. So you've got to watch out for that. There's also, and 5-inch gauge locomotives come into this because of the physical value of the single item. You can end up with a single item limit, and most insurance policies, I think, are about 1,500. So if that single item is worth more than that, you have to specify it and insure it as a separate thing.
Donget's Model Railway, you are in the hat.
And actually, that's a good idea. Charlie Chimp says, hey Jen, could you perhaps do a video on safety and security? For example, do we need fire extinguishers?
Yes.
Do we need a first aid kit? Do we need laser alarms? Now,
you definitely need a fire extinguisher.
I would say that fire extinguishers would be, as a matter of course, a good idea. So write that down. We need to go to Wix and get a fire extinguisher. Oh, don't! But yeah, we do have.
I'm writing the names on the list.
Oh, okay. You're forgiven. But we do have a fire extinguisher, but it's not up here. It's downstairs,
which isn't very much good. If
it's actually in the kitchen because we figured that was
because I cook.
But certainly, if you're messing about with anything with a naked flame, really you shouldn't be doing that indoors. But certainly, it's good to have a fire extinguisher certainly in the house, and a good choice of fire extinguisher. Remember that, for example, a water-based fire extinguisher is not a good idea if it's an electrical fire.
Ian Az, your name is in the hat.
Excellent. And yeah, Hot Dog Pilot 63 says a good heater at the moment, but just remember that unattended heaters can themselves become a fire risk.
Everything's a fire risk these days, that's the problem.
David Scott says the outbuilding is covered on house insurance. The layout is probably only covered for 2,000 to 3,000 on contents insurance. Yeah, and check your insurer because different insurers have different rules. Growler Blackwood N-Gauge layout says I have a fire extinguisher in the posh shed with an interlinked alarm to the house. Now our shed got an alarm that was interlinked with the house after the break-in.
Yeah. Alex, no surname, just Alex. Your name is in the hat.
Yes, Ham Shackleton, absolutely right. In a shed or outbuilding, it's a good idea to have an emergency cut-off of the mains where it comes into the building. Ham radio's the same. Absolutely, and here the shed still exists, and actually there's still traces of Trinity Road out there. I can turn the power off, and do turn the power off when not in use. from within the house. Right, New Junction says fire alarms in loft are a must, or things can go unnoticed. Absolutely, and also just
Because heat rises and the smoke will take ages to get down.
yeah.
Jerry BVR, you are in the hat.
Melchester Model Railway says, how were your stolen models retrieved, Jenny?
Funny story, that one, isn't it?
Yeah, basically, the same evening that we got robbed, made a massive list, went through everything, and look, I still had all the boxes because they were in the house, and essentially circulated a list of what was stolen, including distinguishing features, anything where if you've got a model that's been custom weathered, renumbered, anything like that, so it can easily be spotted. And my models were spotted being listed on eBay by Scroats, and were recovered.
I need a judgment call on question 2.
Yeah, I will allow it. Pete Buss, I will allow that.
Okay.
Yes. Judge rules, no violation. Hot Dog Pilot 63 says a good methane detector wouldn't go amiss. It would be going off the scale every time Iron Horse Railways rocked up.
Oh, that wasn't Iron Horse. That was the ghost of William Loud.
Yeah, it's
and
still,
his last meal.
yeah, and it's still
Pete Buss,
stank.
your name is in the hat. By the way, when's that smell going to clear?
It's ingrained. And actually, Flymo Chairman went absolutely. It's surprising how much damage even 12 volts can cause. Yeah, and just remember, you're dealing with a lot of solvents some of the time as well. So even just a little arcing from 12 volts could set fire to brush cleaning fluid, turpentine, paint thinners. You've got to be on the ball, and there's a lot of flammable stuff in a model railway room.
The Great Geraldo, your name is in the hat.
Boom! That sounds like a magician.
Excellent name, I love it.
Yes. That sounds like out of the same kind of mould that Gandalf would be very pleased with.
Yes. Heritage Studios says, how do you enter?
Right.
Do you want to go through it again?
For anybody who's just joined us, the competition is to win the Monday Club Wagon is first prize. Second prize is a t-shirt of your choosing from our merchandise store. And third place is a signed copy of my acclaimed 2008 sci-fi horror novel, Bringing Home the Stars. And to enter, you will need to answer 3 questions.
Kevin McAllendon, your name is in the list.
As a recap, question 1. Complete this phrase. Blank it up. What word would go in the blank? If you watch the channel regularly, you'll know particularly the Cupboard Monkey will chant this and end with definitely not a cult. So what would that phrase be? Blank it up. Question 2. When does Gandalf arrive? Now, Gandalf is quite a fixture on the Monday Club. Tends to rock up at certain times.
Mark Milty, your name is in the hat.
And, we're quite flexible. As long as it's vaguely in the right ballpark, we'll take it. So when does Gandalf arrive is question 2. And the third question is, which Railway Modeler magazine has Weir Yard featured in?
I'm going to ask you to stop doing it like that.
Which Railway Modelers magazine has Weir Yard featured in?
For the specific reason that we have had one person try to say the exact issue. You're making it sound...
Oh, right, yeah. Just the magazine name. You don't need to specify the issue.
Yes.
Although, obviously, if you say the magazine and issue number, that is a right answer and we'll get the hat. But you don't need the issue number. I probably should have made that clear from the start. Send all answers in one email to zoe.robinson@gmail.com. And that's Zoe, spelt Z-O-E. Nothing else. Just Z-O-E. It's the Greek spelling of the name Zoe. .Robinson at gmail.com. And if you put in the subject line either Gronk Mass or we will accept Christmas compo, things like that, we'll find it, just to help us finding it.
So,
Belchester Model Railway says, does Gandalf have an equity card?
A Gandalf does never need an equity card. Frodo Wagons.
Yes. He turns up in exactly the productions that he wishes to.
Wyvern Model Railway. Your name is in the hat.
H. Walker Steam and Heritage Rail Vid says, Jenny, remember that every time William Loud Sr. lets one go, the methane detector can sense it, then overrides, which then sounds the smoke alarm. Gone Loco says 72. It's like number 72, number 72. Gosh, that probably dates me. I used to watch that on TV as a kid. Simon Train's Mother Railway showcases. I need to start cataloguing my books and DVDs so I don't buy the same ones. You and me both.
Oh, I've got a list myself.
The Cupboard Monkey's got a spreadsheet for the games. Yeah, James Pets, Greek spelling, Z-O-E.
I love that he's got the Irish spelling and it's just cheating at Scrabble.
Yeah, the Irish spelling is like, we spell it like this, but it's pronounced like this. And they're not alike in the slightest.
Larry Rogers, your name is in the hat.
Yeah. Well done, Larry Rogers. John JMC says 42, the answer to life, the universe, and everything. And also, my parents' house number.
Wasn't it number 73?
Oh, yes, it was. And Jennifer Horton has corrected me as her Southern Train girl.
As have I.
With early acting role for Sandy Toksvig as well. Charlie McGowan's Partick Hill Station says, talking about lists of stock, how many of you have catalogued your collection with individual values? Make it easier for those left at the station. Yeah, just bear in mind, though, it can become quite troublesome if you actually accidentally add up. I think we've lost camera 1. Yeah,
lovely. We didn't need it.
We have lost camera 1 and 5. So,
we didn't need them. It's fine.
So, the trouble is, it's the golden rule of railway collection. There's 2 rules. Rule 1, the first rule of collecting model railways
Pioneer YH1, you're in the hat.
Yeah, the first rule of collecting model railways is we always talk about collecting model railways, but the second rule is never add up everything that you've spent, because it will come to a surprisingly high figure,
which you will never see again.
Yeah, which you'll be like, oh my god, I could have been living mortgage free in a mansion on that.
On the moon.
Yeah, no, I don't think.
I climb up all of my cash to get there.
Yeah. Worthington Mother Railway says, a couple of people were surprised when I brought up my inventory on my phone while browsing at Worley. Yeah, I mean,
John Norman, your name is in the hat. I have an inventory on my phone.
You do. It's necessary when you have literally thousands of games and you're looking for you're looking for a piece of hay and an enormous pile of needles.
I actually had one person say, surely if you're a true collector, you'll know what you've got.
No.
To which I said, okay, you're looking for a tennis game on the PlayStation 2. You know vaguely what it's called. Are you looking for Smash Court Tennis or Tennis Court Smash? And he just looked at me like, they can't be the same game. It's like, no, they're not the same game. They're different games by different publishers, but they've got the same words, just not in the same order.
Yeah.
And that's why I have a list.
New Junction asks, what's worth more, Jenny's Trains or Zoe's PS2 game collection?
Jenny's Trains, but my PS2 collection is coming a close second.
Yes. When you're talking about, you've got well over 1,000. In fact, you're heading towards 2,000, is it?
I have over 2,000 games, but over 1,800 PS2 on its own.
And bear in mind that a single one of those is worth 500 quid.
It's ridiculous.
Worthington Model Railway says, I tried to do a calculation for insurance purposes. It was frightening. Absolutely. And if you made the mistake of adding it up, I'm sure that you ended up just gibbering in the corner going, how much?
What have I done with my life?
And my money. B2000 RO Toys channel says, lately I've been building up a Christmas village in my living room and it's full of my model trains and die-cast cars. Excellent.
Charles Rhodes, your name is in the hat.
Nick at Bletchton High Level says, I recently added up all of my N and 00 collection. Newbie mistake, and it will buy the dearest Triumph motorcycle available at today's prices. Ouch. I suspect that the entire value of everything that I've got would leave us mortgage free and a lot beside.
Oh,
In
well.
fact,
But we wouldn't be happy. That's why I have to always remind people.
Yeah. I mean, there'd be
you could have had the money instead, but you wouldn't have anything. And I'm sorry, but I'd prefer to enjoy life. That's just how I am.
And yeah, Within Model Railway says if you've got a new for old policy, the values are ludicrous because you didn't necessarily pay that for them. You know, I was buying Class 25s brand new for about 37 quid back in the day from Bachman.
Greg 7, you're in the hat.
Barnabas Junction, good evening, Jenny and Zoe. Good evening to you. Wishing you both an early Merry Christmas. Thank you so much. Yeah, and Jerry BVR points out it's the difference between the People's Liberation Front or the Liberation People's Front.
Yeah.
Or the People's Front of
Oh
Judea.
my God, it just
The
keeps going.
splitters.
It just keeps going. I'm going to run out of ink, never mind paper.
So, we're going to have a cut-off point for entries.
5 minutes.
5 more minutes to get your entries in, and then basically any entry that does not reach us by 2035, we're sadly unable to count. So do
as
get your
final
entries in.
As a final thing, question 1. Complete the phrase, blank it up. When does Gandalf arrive? That's question 2. And question 3. Which Railway Modelers magazine has Weir Yard featured in? Send your entry.
Yeah, not the issue number. We don't need that. We just need
the
the
name of the
magazine. The popular modelling magazine that it featured in.
Yes. Send all your answers in one email to zoe.robinson@gmail.com. Subject line Gronkmas or like Christmas compo, something like that.
Yeah. Barnabas Junction says, how do I enter? So you've just explained that.
Yeah.
And then says, sorry, I'm late to the party.
A Monday clubber is never late to do wagons, nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to.
Thanks, Gandalf.
Timber
And
Surf, your name is in the hat.
David Dorrell says, how do I get a new for old policy on my Hornby 00 Triang and Trix Twinstone? Well, up until certainly the 1990s, you could have popped to Hattons because they still had new stocking. Not everything, though. I don't know. That's part of the problem. And it's the same with like Bachman stuff. How do you get number 592 C-Class in... What?
Phil Metcalf has sent an email that says, Easter coach quiz.
What?
Easter coach quiz. Question 1's answer is naff. Question 2 is when Zoe says so. And question 3 is Daypole. I love it.
Oh, that has to get an honorary mention. Please tell me he also he hedged his bets and put in a genuine one as well.
No.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Maybe he just goes,
Maybe he's got one.
Maybe his first answer was a description of the prizes. Johan Swanepoel Swanee says those are super easy questions for anybody who watches the Monday Club.
Well,
Absolutely.
that's kind of the thing. It's a Christmas quiz. We're just having a bit of fun.
Phil Metcalf says, my external hard drive with my MTG spreadsheet died. Got 30 to 40,000 cards and I need to do it again. No!
Good luck.
Oh, we've all been there with a hard drive failure.
Philip Page, your answer is in the hat.
And Stephen Gregg says, I thoroughly enjoyed your vinyl record videos. Will you be doing any more in the future?
You're the only one who watched them.
Yeah, they weren't very well patronised. I was going to do like the top 1,000. I think we only got up to something like number 100.
Yeah.
So we did about 10%. And the problem was that actually there's only a couple of hundred people watching them. So I might revisit it, but I don't know. No immediate
It was
plans.
a big issue. We're editing all of that and then getting pretty much no
And
one
also,
doing
what
anything.
hampered it is you can't actually play little samples of the music. You can't do that. Wamgok says, okay, guys, I'm going to have to go now as I've got a lifetime
Take
of loco values to add up and my tea's ready. Bye!
Fair enough.
You take care.
Nick Beard, your name is in the hat.
And of course, anybody who isn't necessarily in the chat when we pull the names out of the hat, don't worry, we've got your details.
If you sent an email, I'll just send you the thing for the
Yeah, so you will get an email. It's not like, oh, no answer, right, go to the next one. So, like, don't worry. You won't get overlooked.
Absolutely not. If you're in it, you can win.
In it to win it. And Tim's Model Railway in different videos says, sent you an email again, Zoe.
Cool. 1 minute left.
1 minute left.
Ian Francis, your name is in the hat.
How many more have you got to do? We're going to be here till like 10 o'clock with you writing these out.
That's why we haven't done any videos.
Yeah, it's the reason we're not doing videos at the moment. So you'll have to make the most of enjoying trains running on Weir Yard. Big thank you to 3B Rail, who has very generously donated £10 on the super chat. Thank you so much for your generosity. It all goes to help keep the channel running. And they say, for the Santa Fund. Well, yeah, I suppose Santa's got to have a mince pie. So our Santa looks suspiciously like Gandalf in a red suit going, I'll just drink your sherry and you eat your mince pies.
Dave Baker at It's My Model Railway, your name is in the hat.
Ham Shackleton says, talking of vinyl LPs, did you ever read the little comments engraved in the runoff on some of the discs? Yeah, Mike's The Exchange used to, did a lot of mastering, and there'd be little messages. But funnily enough, every single Kate Bush record, I believe, has a little personalised message, or certainly the first pressing runs of them. So you can find all sorts of little things.
The competition is now closed, so here we go. I'm going to finish putting the names in the hat, and then
Have you got many more?
Yes. Andy Small, your name is in the hat, but no more emails. The competition is closed. Anything that comes in now, that's it.
Competition is closed, so if you haven't entered yet, I'm really sorry, too late. But we've got I mean, look, this is building up there. We're gonna need a bigger hat. David, It's My Model Railway says yippee, and Belmont Junction says 10 squids for the electricity bill. Yeah. And Flymo Chairman one says the punk ones are often not publishable. Yeah, I think the Sex Pistols may have had a few choice words they tried to get on there.
David Curry, your name is in the hat.
Boom! H. Walker Steam and Heritage Railbit says season's greetings to the lovely Jenny and Zoe. Who are they? Thank you. Peter Jackson Cheal Heath says, have you tried putting flock on the sheet? Yeah, I saw this being done at Warworld Scenics.
Paul Telbrook, your name is in the hat.
I haven't tried it, but I understand exactly what they're going for. I think that they need shorter static grass, something like 0.5 mil at least, and you need some quite careful choice of colours, because one thing you notice about sheep is they're a bit crusty. They're not white. They're sort of like poo coloured. Stevie Film says, so I'm too late for the competition. Gandalf!
A Monday clubber is never late, Frodo Baggins. Nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to.
Thanks, Gandalf.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Ooh. Tim's Model Railway in different videos says, I'm getting a Cato Prince for Christmas and I can't wait. Don't forget as well that Palmerston has been announced, I believe, as well as a further run of Prince and Princess, I believe, in the
Ian
green.
Coulson, your name is in the hat.
So, proved very, very popular. So, looking forward to that. Certainly, Palmerston is one that I really am looking forward to. And now, rather cryptically, I don't know whether I should actually admit to it, but Mr. Cato mentioned a model which I knew that they planned.
Jackie, your name is in the hat.
I knew that they'd planned the double fairly before Bachmann announced and delivered it.
Ooh.
But he mentioned a name of a particular locomotive that intrigued me.
Was it Brian?
No, it was.
Was it Steve?
No, it was.
Was it Frank?
No. It was Little Wonder.
Oh, it's little wonder that you remember that.
Little Wonder. Also, a single by David Bowie from his Earthling LP, which featured in my 1000 Greatest Vinyl videos, the ones that I actually did. Worthington Motherwell says Warworld thinks we're putting static grass on a banana at Worley. Yeah, they did. They did that on Great Model Railway Challenge. I don't know whether I can't remember whether.
Krista Duke, your name is in the hat.
I can't remember whether it actually made the episode, but they did static grass a banana, and they static grassed one of the presenters' heads. That did make it in, I believe. Stevie Film says that 25's brake tender doesn't work. It's still moving a week later.
Dean Fielding, your name is in the hat.
Actually, the brake tender is running quite nice.
Does the brake love me tender?
Barnabas Junction is David Bowie. Legend! Absolutely. And I like some of his perhaps lesser known albums, things like Earthling. I think it's a great album with that drum and bass late 90s vibe. I have an original first pressing of that on Gatefold Vinyl LP. David Scott says sheep should be multicoloured at this time of year if the tups have done their job properly. Peter Jackson Cheadle Heath says Sam Peaks 47. Yeah, Sam Peaks 47 works a lot with Warworld Scenics and did some really, really good combos on the sheep. I actually suggested to him there's like a yellowy white, and I suggested that.
Charlie, your name is in the list.
You're going on the list. H. Walker Steeman, a Heritage Rail Vid says, Jenny, can I see a BR Standard Class 4MT running round where? Yeah, no, it's a 3MT. One of the Worley pickups. Hopefully this Saturday we will get a special extra Worley pickups. Video, and that will include that locomotive.
Winston Busby, your name is on the list.
Ruben Ashell says, I've heard that song he did about the Laughing No. I'm not as keen about some of the earlier stuff. I really liked the Let's Dance album from the 80s period. Really, really loved that album. With Modern Love, China Girl, and Let's Dance, the full version. 3 stone cold classics. Andy81E says, virtual cheers with your strongbow. Andy and Anne-Marie with a wine and beer. Oh, cheers.
Jeez.
It is the beverage of choice. Jennifer Horton asks, is the 9F Hornby or Bachman? It's a Bachman 9F, actually, very generously donated to the channel by one of our very generous Monday Club viewers. Quite a while ago now, when I commented that I didn't have a 9F, they incredibly generously sent me one. I'm forever indebted to them, as few people sent in logos, and I'm so grateful for you guys' generosity. But yes, it's the Bachman one, and it's 92220.
Kevin McAllendon, your name is in the list.
Or no, 92292 or something like that. But it runs really well. It is DCC ready, and I've obviously subsequently fitted it. The only thing I would say about it is there's a bit of an unnaturally large gap between it and the tender, and that's probably the only thing I can really fault it for. It runs superb.
Patrick Lane, your name is in the list.
Nigel Cole asks, is Private Pike's name on the list? I don't know. Don't tell him, Pike. And Belmont Junction asks, Jenny, can we have it says a wee running session. Wee at the end, please. Well, we'll see. We'll see. We have lost 2 cameras, so it's going to be a little bit constrained.
Tim's Model Railways in different videos, you're in the list.
Boom! PFGC Plastico Ferroviario Genova Coronata. Good evening to you. Tim Mazin, no, we're not doing videos because we're still going through the competition entries, and the Cupboard Monkey can't do both, unfortunately.
I tried, but it didn't work.
Nick at Bletchton High Level says, beverage of choice for me is a Scotch and ginger wine, because it's blooming freezing here.
Joe Smith, your name is in the list.
How many more have we actually?
3.
Just 3 more, right? So, and Hot Dog Pilot 63 says you sound exhausted, Zoe.
I am.
Yeah, but we're nearly there, and this is an incredible number of entries. I've never seen so many entries. Because it is the run up to Christmas.
Your name is in the list.
And some of these do make excellent gifts for other people. I'd keep that myself. These are like gold dust. They sold out, and really, really, really humbled by the support that we got with this special commission wagon. This particular one was done for us by Acura Scale, so a big thank you to Fran and Patrick and all of the gang at Acura Scale who worked really hard to get this out there, and it is a brilliant wagon. And it sold so well, actually, it sold out to pre-order. So at the point that they appeared physically in the country, they were all sold. And originally, I'd held back 10. I thought I'll have 10 I can use for publicity, blah 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 blah. And all but one of them have gone because they'd sold out, and people kept coming up to me and going, I missed out, I really, really wanted one. And I would go, look, okay, well, I'll sell you one of the 10. So I ended up, I physically have one unmolested Monday Club wagon.
Final one. Sarah Davis, your name is in the list.
Sarah Davis, you made it in.
Despite the final answer, question 4, the answer is Dave Paul.
Well, of course it is. At some point, I do need to talk to Dave Paul.
All I want from them is some sizes and colours, and then I'll send them the things.
Okay. But no, it just I'd actually like to go out. Maybe this week we should see whether they're probably saying we're really busy because they're always really busy. But maybe we should go and visit them. They're only over in Kirk. It's about an hour and a half each way.
Well, at least it's not Hellions. Oh, they're only over on the other.
Oh yeah, I'll go to Denmark.
On the continent.
Yeah, are you being incontinent?
I kind of speak tonight, like.
Yeah.
Right.
Your tongue got encrypted en route.
Okay.
So,
Jen, you're gonna have to stir these properly because there's a lot.
Hot Dog Pilot 63 says, anybody know what happened to Alan Reynolds on Sunday?
What's happened?
I do not know. Actually, I do not know. Not aware. Everything okay? Right, Warbler Production says, pay peanuts, get cupboard monkeys. Absolutely. Wouldn't pay any more than peanuts.
Peanuts.
So
you're going to have to be very careful. Some of these are sliding together.
Yeah. Well,
just
that's
pick
fine.
one at a time. So first prize.
So, do you want to run through what the answers were?
So, the answers, of course, were complete the phrase, gronk it up.
Gronk it up, of course. Definitely not a cult.
Yes. When does Gandalf arrive?
Whenever he wants to.
Yes. He arrives when someone is late in order to tell them that they arrive precisely when they mean to.
Yep.
And of course, which Railway Modeller magazine has Weir Yard featured in?
Railway Modeller!
Railway Modeller. So,
right.
For first place, this is the wagon. Actually, no.
No.
Yes, I was going to say. Then you looked at me like I'd done something wrong. In
said
first
no.
place, this is the wagon.
So this is for the very, very rare and highly desirable Monday Club wagon.
Yes.
So I'm going to look away. I'm going to have a good rummage, and I'm going to pick this one. Right. So
what have we got? Who is it? Who has won the wagon?
I know who's won. So, Andy Small. Andy, am I pronouncing that right? It's your crappy handwriting.
Andy Small. Well
Andy
done.
Small. Boom!
Just to show it off.
So, Andy Small, you have won the wagon. So, the Cupboard Monkey will be sending an email just to clarify where we're going to be sending this to. But yeah, congratulations. You have won tonight's star prize. So, do you want to stick or do you want to gamble for tonight's star prize? Oh, I've had a lovely time, We've got patio furniture, and because you live in Nuneaton, we've got a speedboat on a trailer. So we're now. This is for the second prize, which is you get to pick one of the designs from our merch store for a T-shirt.
The T-shirt in your colour and your size and your
do
style.
tell us the size.
Yeah.
So Gone Loco says, "Yay, that's me!" Brilliant. And of course,
done.
John JMC. Do check out his channel. They very
Thank you
generously
so much, John JMC.
donated that Monday Club Wagon. So we're picking for the T-shirt. So I'm gonna.
Could you lift the hat up so that people can see that you are doing it?
So I am rummaging. I'm going to look away so I can't be swayed by any of these things. Okay, so there.
You got one?
I have got one.
So this is for a T-shirt.
So this is for a T-shirt. So you'll get asked in the email what colour, what size, what design.
I'll send you the link so you can find one you want.
Basically, just choose one. So it's Simon Poole. Come on down. The price is right. So the Cupboard Monkey's just going to show that up. Simon Poole, well done. You have won the T-shirt. So we'll be sorting that out. And then we've got the final prize for... Alan Reynolds at Buckland Junction says, "Sorry, I went to an all-night party till the early hours. I was in a real mess all day Sunday. Didn't even know it was Sunday." Oh, I'm glad.
Fair enough.
I'm glad you were right. I was worried there for a moment. People say, "Did you see what happened?" Right. So
Lift the hat up again.
So this is for the signed book, and this is my acclaimed 2008 novel. And if you really like it, well, thank you so much.
Thank you so much,
Chairman
Chairman
One. Very generously donated £5 on the super chat. It says, "This is not a bribe, honest." So this was in 2008. I released what is arguably one of my most successful books. This did really, really well.
Yeah.
We did a full book signing tour with this, all the branches of Waterstones we could get to. So obviously we didn't do like Inverness or
I would have loved
Plymouth.
to, but we didn't.
Yeah.
We just couldn't get there.
Publisher wouldn't spring for the hotels.
You didn't ask nicely enough.
Yeah. So for a copy of this book, we'll sign it. If you respond quickly enough to the email, we can actually put a personal thing in. So like Dear eBay, or if you want to give it as a gift, it might be a great mystery gift for Christmas. Hopefully, if as long as the postal strikes don't get in the way. But right, I'm having a good rummage. And I'm going to pick this one. So, it's a small one.
I ran out of stuff at the end. That is a poster. You'll have to unpeel it.
Oh, I don't like sticky.
Okay.
Oh, I don't like sticky.
This is the one that she handed me. You've picked a small one, so...
Who is it?
Patrick Ling!
Patrick Ling, you have won the book. And don't forget as well, if you actually really like the sound of this book, it is a science fiction horror story. So think Mary Celeste in space. You can still buy these through, I think there's a link underneath the video. And there is a sequel too. So you can also buy the follow-up book. Both of these are physically still available. And if you ask nicely in the comments, when you pay for them, we will sign them. Congratulations to our third place winner. And Warbler Production says, "I have both books. They're great reads." Oh, thank you so much.
David is my mother railway. I love it. Commiserations, Patrick.
Yeah. So picking for the fourth place, who gets both books. No, just joking. So thank you so much, everybody. That was a lot.
Look at how much was in my hat. That took me ages to do.
Thank you so much. That was a really good turnout.
I really enjoyed that.
Really appreciate that. Really great turnout. Thank you so much. Krista Duke says, "Well done, all the winners." 3B Rail says, "Congrats, Patrick." Richard Swiderski says, "Well done, Patrick." Flymo Chairman 1 says, "It's worth the read. Great story." Absolutely. Think Mary Celeste, but in space. Warbler Production says, so it's my JK windscreen sticker. Did we do windscreen stickers?
Well, there is a JK logo sticker available in the merch store.
Yeah. Don Gets Mother Railway says it'll be a really great turnout when you turn the hat over. Vic Freak asks, are they available as audiobooks?
They will be soon. At the moment, I've just finished catching back up on a lot of work after I've been away dealing with
What you're saying
issues.
is you have to sit me in front. But would
No.
we do them abridged
No,
or
no, 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 no,
unabridged?
no, no. Let me finish. Amazon actually do this thing on Audible now where you can put out for tender for a voice artist to read, and then you do a profit share on. You get some of the cash, they get some of the cash per thing sold, which means that it's basically their way of trying to get a huge amount of new audiobooks. Yeah. So there will be an audiobook next year. It's just not happened yet. That's how it is.
That's a jaunty angle. So there we
A little
go.
bit of a jaunty angle.
There we go. We have unjauntied it. So right. Well, my voice is going a bit weak. I'm still recovering from lurgy and stuff. Has to be said. We would have had a special video out on Saturday, but we were both really ill. So much so that actually I didn't get out of bed all Saturday. I was so ill. I slept most of the day away. Now, David, It's My Mother Railway says, Zoe, any news on the pin badges? Again, they've been pushed back because
I
of
had to
illness.
push everything back.
But we actually queried with KR Models where they got their GT3 and Fell pin badges from. If you buy a first run of both of those, they come with a lovely pin badge. So we found out where they come from, and they're not that far away. The company that makes them is not that far away from us. So that is potentially one option. We are looking into it. I know it's taken a little bit longer than we would like, but unfortunately illness and a lot of work. Not to make the pin badges per se, but just simply we are so snowed under. But we're coming up on the end of the stream. There's a few people there saying time to go. Well done, all the winners, says Richard Swiderski.
I'm sending emails to the winners now.
So we're sending out emails to the winners. If you're one of the 3 winners, do check your emails. Make sure it hasn't gone to spam. We are sending them now. And we'll need details of where we're sending them. And of course, with the t-shirt one as well, we will need details such as colour, design and size. And with the book as well, if you want it, sign it. If you say, no, don't sign it, then I won't sign it. But if you want a particular inscription, then you can ask. Richard Swiderski says, Jenny, who are the badge makers? As I want a GT3 badge.
The best people to ask there is KR Models.
KR Models, but bear in mind that they ordered like 1,000 of them. To be honest, your best bet with GT3. Have I got a spare one? No. See, I've only got one. I've got a brown GT3 that came with the pin badge, but the Cupboard Monkey's got that. To be honest, what we're going to do is go to some scenes from Weir Yard to get us through the last couple of minutes, and we might.
Could
go
you do me a favour, Jan?
Possibly.
Who is our sponsor today?
Our sponsor today is Rails of Sheffield. Sell to the name you trust. If you've got any items that you've decided that maybe you want to move on, let them go to pastures new, then Rails of Sheffield is the name you can trust. Buying anything and everything that you no longer want, you can sell from single items to full collections, and they will not cherry pick. They will take it all for the best prices with usually same day payment, or if you prefer, for store credit to get something new for yourself. Sell to the name you can trust. We've got full details in the description down below with Rails of Sheffield, who are the sponsors of the Monday Club. And Richard Swiderski said, yeah, they only supplied it with the first run. So at the moment, there's been 2 runs so far of the GT3 from KR Models. Both are sold out, but only the first run had the pin badges. And it'll be the same with the Fell. The Fell is sold out, but the second run, I believe, won't have pin badges when it does come through. There's also a third run of the GT3 due, I'm told, next March. But again, delivery times from China do tend to be a little bit elastic. But until next
You
time...
know what else is elastic? My waistline!
Yeah, elastic pants.
I
Always
believe
good.
we have a nice little song to go out on, don't we?
Do we?
Yes. We wish
You a Merry Gronkmas. We wish you a Merry Gronkmas. We wish you a Gronky Gronkmas.
So
And
let's
gronk it up.
I love it.
Fair enough. So look, until next
least
time,
someone
you
does.
guys take great care of yourself. We've got some great videos coming up, including an O-Gauge Class 26 model, a real behemoth from Hellion, and that'll be our Wednesday review. Friday, we're looking at Primo Models trees. Really great
I was very impressed
handmade
with
trees at a price that will not break the bank. If making trees is something that maybe actually you don't really relish the idea of doing, then Primo Models have a range that's actually really ultra realistic, professional looking trees, and pretty affordable as well. So we're going to be taking a review of those and a little install video as well, and hopefully the Saturday special extra video is the one that would have gone out last week if we hadn't been roaringly ill and unable to get it all edited up. And that will be my Wally
able to get it up.
No, that'll be my Wally pickups video. But until next time, you guys take great care of yourself. Happy modelling. Bye for now.
Train now departing is the 2101 service to Grove Street Yard, stopping at Bolton Trinity Road. A lot of other places for models that Jen did, and now we can't remember the names of. The Upside Down layout, Meneth Tatus, Eindhoven for some reason, and, of course, on at the end to Grove Street Yard. That's the 2101 service to Grove Street Yard.
If you go to the loft today, you'll sure have a big surprise. If you go up to the loft today, you'll never believe your eyes. For every train there ever was has gathered there together, because today's the day that Jenny does the Monday Club. Good night.
Yay, I fixed the camera. Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bing bong. Please stand clear of the turntable. Bing bong.
train now departing is the 21:05 service to Bolton Trinity Road, stopping at wherever it wants, and then on to 123 Fig Street, Upper Gumtree, Buttocks, Kent. That's the 21:05 service to Bolton Trinity Road.
Think the train's getting dizzy?
I'm busy, my head is spinning like a loco, it never ends. And it's weird where I will spend. You're making me dizzy. Beep beep. Are you finished with your little spinny spins, Ben?
No, it's not dizzy yet. Oh, trust me to pick one that nothing's happening on.
Trust you.
There we go.
I have to say, I do like that new angle, showing the top of the station.
You know they can hear you.
I know, that's why I was trying to be low, but not really disturb. But at the same time, I'd like to hear people's opinions.
Oh yeah, well done.
Oh, you turned the...
Yeah,
How am I supposed to hide a TARDIS when you put them
real
on camera?
subtle there, really
Oh my
subtle.
goodness.
Yeah.
What do you like?
Captain Subtlety.
Captain Bumface, he's a bumface.
Shout out to all the Monday clubbers who are still here, says Iron Horse Railways. Boo!
A hardcore group.
Yeah. After hours represent.
Hey, everyone going on at me about forgetting to turn the stream off one time, so we ended up with a long chat afterward. I said I was sorry. Iron Horse says, Jen, would you come to the model shop with me tomorrow?
Which one?
She's a bad influence, you know that.
Which model shop?
Richard Tedeschi, I think you'll find that I can. You cannot stop me, I am unstoppable.
Not sure I can make it to Ashton Models, Iron Horse Rose. Sorry about that.
We wish you a Merry Gronkmas. We wish you a Merry Gronkmas. We wish you a Gronky Gronkmas and a Gronk it all up. Gronk, 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 gronk. Gronk, 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 gronk. Gronk, 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 gronk. Gronk, 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 choo choo.
We're going to head off now, people, so thank you so much for sticking with us. It's been great to have your company, and don't forget to join us again next week. And congratulations to the winners of today's prizes. You had a great turnout and a huge response to the competition. But it's time for Betty Buys here. I'm really sorry, but we've had a little bit extra with the trains running on Weir Yard to enjoy. Don't forget to catch our Wednesday video, which will be the behemoth that is the all-new Hellion Class 26 in O-Gauge. Friday's video will be the Primo Trees review and addition to Weir Yard, including getting to see a part of Weir Yard that you actually don't often get to see. And you'll see it get even better. But enough spoilers. And hopefully we'll also have that catch-up with the Worley Pickups video. If you wondered what I was squirreling into huge great big bags at Worley, if you caught sight of me, then you'll get to find out then. But until next time, you take great care of yourself. Happy modelling. Bye for now. Should we have a quick look at the at Zoe's new building?
It's very nice, thank you. But Jen, you do know that I moved the camera so that I knew when to press stop on the screen of the buffer. So thank you for that.
You're welcome. I'd love to make a complete hash of whatever it was you were messing about with.
Oh, thank you very much. Take care and good night.
Smell you later.